Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, some good news for Jason fans and Friday fans. It has been confirmed that there is a HD version of Jason Goes to Hell coming. It appears to be the unrated cut or director's cut or whatever we're calling it these days. And it's been confirmed by Adam Marcus that he oversaw the restoration and the colour timing and along with the director of photography. So that sounds very promising. Now, it's the funny thing is, as soon as I saw this on Fangoria, and part of me just wanted to make this video so I could comment on an article from Fangoria and put Fangoria on the thumbnail, immediately someone was saying, "Oh, who would want this?" And I'm like, "Oh, seriously?" To this day, there are still people trashing Jason Goes to Hell. It was a divisive Friday the 13th film when it came out. I loved it. It was the first Friday the 13th film that I heard about before it came out and waited for it. I missed it in the cinema. It wasn't released in the cinema, so that was really disappointing. I had to wait for video, but I remember renting it on video and then buying it on video. And the first times I watched it with everyone, it was the first Friday the 13th film that I actually, saw coming. Whereas all the other films had been done by the time I sort of become a fan and started watching horror movies on video and that. So I'm a little bit concerned though, because the video version, it was basically filmed on full frame for TV and cropped for the cinema. And the version that we got on video and then the version we got on DVD later was the 4:3 uncropped version, that had no filters. And it's all brightly lit and all that. So at the start, when you see the car drive up and it's evening and then it's nighttime, in the version we had on video, which is the first version I saw, and the version we had on DVD for years, it's all brightly lit and you can see everything, and it's all full frame for the TV and everything. Whereas when you watch the unrated version, which I bought before I actually got the regular film in a proper widescreen format on DVD in Australia, it came with both versions, but it basically is, cropped for the cinema, and it's got the proper filters and the proper colour timing, and everything's dark, and it changes the film. It makes it feel like a film, and it makes it more atmospheric, and it just gives you a different feel. So I'm glad that Adam, is overseeing it, and he stated that they've done all that, because I wouldn't want to see the old version again. Because sometimes when films get restored, they scan the original negatives and they don't put on the proper filters and they don't do the proper colour timing, and you end up with abominations like the Buffy HD version, where it's like day for night filming that hasn't been altered, and the vampires are like in the sunlight basically, and it totally changes the tone, let alone issues like that. So I'm glad to hear that he's doing it, and hopefully we won't have any issues, because it's so funny now to go back and watch the earlier DVD release that is basically the video version, now that I'm used to the cropped, colour-timed, filtered version of the remastered film. But I was a little disappointed by that unrated edition, because yes, it's got a bunch of good kills that you see everything, but there's still some stuff that's left out. We don't see the boyfriend of the girl who works in the diner, who's played by the guy who played Dave on Rude Awakening. I've forgotten his name. That's still not in there. And the big thing that I wanted was the Jason monster. After Randy's neck is cut and the creature crawls out of his neck, it grows into a big demon monster, like serpent demon monster with no legs. And there's a lot of film of an actor with no legs that they put in this costume and created this amazing monster. And it's the one that the bounty hunter, Creighton Duke, basically wrestles and throws down into the basement once it gets to full size, and then it comes up as Jason. In the film, the little one gets thrown down into the basement, goes into the mother, and then comes up as Jason, but it actually came back as like this giant demon first. So I've always wanted to see that, and if they're not going to do an extended version of the unrated version, they could at least finally give us the deleted scenes taken from film, is what I'm hoping Adam's going to push for, something like that, because he's been talking about doing more for a while and wanting to do more. So I'm assuming if he's involved, he would have given them access to things like that, or he would have pushed for something like that. So I'm hoping we get something like that. The film itself, still divisive. I liked it when I first saw it. It was the first Friday film that I heard about before it came out, and I got to I didn't see it in the cinema because it wasn't released in the cinema in Australia to my knowledge. Had to wait for video, but I rented it and then I bought it, and I took it and watched it with everyone, and I really enjoyed it. I got what it was doing. I liked that it was something different, that it added to the whole Jason mythology and everything, and I was okay with the Book of the Dead and body changing and all that because it was something different. We had seen everything else in the other films, so I was okay with something different. A lot of people just could not handle the fact that Jason wasn't there for the majority of the film and wasn't really the killer. It was people possessed by him and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it, and I don't have any problems with the directions they went afterwards or anything. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope other fans are too, because hopefully it's going to be a quality restored version.